to the sound bites we go. My point yesterday about is it reasonable to think that Obama could indeed have wiretapped Trump in his campaign, given other aspects of the investigation? We know that Trump's under investigation. We know that some of his peeps are under investigation, supposedly because of collusion with the Russians. So we know there was an investigation going. Is it unreasonable or reasonable to think that Trump could have been wiretapped too? Because people were saying, that's outrageous. Trump's off his rockers. No, it's entirely reasonable if everybody, and Trump's phone calls have been transcribed and broadcast and reported in the media. So they played that segment. In fact, here it is, and they asked Newt to react to it. There has been a sabotage effort to undermine Trump and his administration since the election. It's totally reasonable to believe that something like this could be happening. It would be unreasonable to think that this is crazy, unreasonable to think that this is absurd, unreasonable to think that this is nothing more than a big batch of conspiracy theories stitched together. So for Bill Hemmer purpose. Right. Bill Hemmer played that for Newt Gingrich today on America's Newsroom. And he said, okay, flip Limbaugh's logic around. Is it reasonable to think that actually this is crazy?
I think if you're a left-winger and you believe that everything Trump does is wrong, you can believe that. But if you look at the unending process of leaks, by the way, all of them breaking the law. You now have a New York Times columnist actively calling on IRS agents to break the law and leak President Trump's taxes. The left has gone crazy since the election. There's this whole model right now that anything goes on the left, and then they want the rest of us to believe that they're reasonable.
Right. And then here's Mike Pence. He was on Brian Kilmeade's Fox News radio show this morning, and they were talking about Trump's tweets accusing Obama of wiretapping Trump Tower, and Pence said this.
I think the president's tweet speaks for itself. He's expressed himself on it, and, we're very pleased that the congressional committees have made it clear that they will look into that matter just as they're looking into every aspect of it.
See, this is where it's coming. This is why it's a brilliant thing that Trump did, whether he knew it or not, because it's going to come back and bite him. We just had a caller saying, look, why don't we play the game the way they do? They say, no evidence. That means we have to investigate it. The seriousness of the charge. Well, you know what? You can't get a more serious charge than a sitting president wiretapped a presidential candidate. You can't get a more serious charge. And by the Democrats' own definition, that mandates an investigation. And Congress said they'll do it. They're going to fold Trump's allegation into the rest of this. And now the Democrats are walking. There wasn't any investigation. There wasn't any investigation. What do you mean? Where are you getting this? It's like Katie Tur, the info babe on NBC. She said, Meet the Press Sunday. She said, I'm not aware of any news agency alleging that there was collusion between Trump and the Russians. I saw that, and I said, well, what is it? Does she really not know? Which is entirely possible. I think journalists are some of the most ill-educated people. I don't even think they're educated. They're indoctrinated. They know one side of things, and they have no curiosity about anything else. She's also the info babe who did not know that Obama was overheard on an open mic telling Dmitry Medvedev in 2012, Putin's second in command as the president of the Russian Federation, you tell Vladimir that I'll have much more flexibility in getting rid of our nukes here after I'm reelected. She didn't know that had happened. How do you not know that? Well, NBC didn't report it. CBS didn't report it. ABC didn't report it. The New York Times didn't report it. There's no way she would know it. Yet it happened, and they don't know it. And now she's out there saying, well, I don't know. There's no news organization that's ever alleged collusion between Trump and the Russians. She was dead serious. And her own network is reporting that. Everybody else in the drive-bys is reporting that.